Hello. All right. Since we were going for a cyberpunky kind of theme, I tried to put some like mood lighting that looks kind of like matches the aesthetic. So the board that we're gonna work on is this guy here. But yeah, it's the one we're gonna work on. And it kind of throws me back to like I don't know when was it that we had like, was it the 80s or 90s that we did like all those clear plastic kind of cases for just about like every single piece of tech. And I love like that they add all these like little tiny details, like random things like the. Hold on. Let me see if they have anything hidden. Oh yeah, I love this little tiny hidden detail. Let's see if I can. Need keyboard, not friends. Like it's like a little tiny tab hidden in this thing majiggy. All right, let me get some tools out. Start off by taking off the old switches. We're not going to be using these. Mer. You sound like it looks like you just like your head landed on the keyboard. Don't do that. You have a premium keyboard to take care of. Oh, the clear? Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I actually got like super lucky getting this thing because normally it goes for like 200 or I don't know what. But someone was selling it used for like 40 bucks, so I immediately nabbed it. Yeah, agreed. It's a nice aesthetic overall. Like, I'm surprised that it's not come back as popular as it used to be. Because I think people love seeing like the internals and seeing how the things work. Like, could you imagine like a plastic, not plastic, but like a clear? Well, I mean, I guess it has to be plastic, but like a clear MacBook Pro or a laptop. Or, I mean, I actually have a cool decal placed on my laptop that shows you like the internals. Oh, my electricity went out. And right now I'm on backup battery. Holy shit. Uh oh, that's why I hear thunder outside. Hold on. Let me see how long my battery's gonna last. Shit. Okay. Oh wait, it's coming back. That was so bizarre. All the electricity in my room went out, but everything here on the desktop's connected to an external battery. So it gives me like about 15 minutes of power with the monitor and the desktop. Hmm. I probably disconnected from the internet. Huh. Mm. Because it looked like I got disconnected from the internet for a sec. Hold on. No, I don't. Oh, that's why. There we go. Now I can hear my music again. Man, today's been technical difficulty day. A lot of lightning outside, even though it looks sunny. It's so bizarre. Oop. Okay. So we're gonna set these switches aside. These are the original ones that come with the Melgeek keyboard. I did like that they color matched it with the actual keyboard itself. Okay. Now let's take out the old stabs. Even though these are pretty good already, I don't think I need to re-lubricate these, so I might just reuse them for the next build. Mm. Let me find a piece of paper to put it on. Hmm. Okay. With I'm not familiar. Wait, mirroring one. I can't pronounce that. You're doing maintenance with what? Damn, I'm enjoying the jazzy feel to this playlist. So in case you guys ever need to remove stabs from a board like this one, these are plate mounted stabs. So you'll see this little tiny plastic thing here. You just push it in and then you leverage it to push it out. Same on both sides. Oh, focus. And then, bam. Yeah, I think these are still good. Yes, I used the thicker grease, which tends to last a long time, so yeah, I'm just gonna reuse them for the build. Which means this will probably be a shorter build. Okay. So this keyboard's not really designed to be opened and messed around with, but we're gonna do it anyway. But we're gonna need some plastic shims, because if we use metal, it's gonna scar and deform this thing, so we don't want to break it. Yo, how's it going, Rogue? I'm gonna bring out the trusty iFixit kit. I'm gonna use a couple of these, some shims. I'm doing good. I was dealing with some technical difficulties earlier. I was like getting static on the mic or on the music, and then I heard thunder outside and my power went out. But luckily, my entire setup and my router, they're connected to battery backups. So I had like about 15 minutes for the electricity to come back, and thankfully it did. So we're good for now. So yeah, we had a fun start. What about you? How's your day going? Man, they really did not make this easy to open. If I'm not mistaken, I think the seam is here. So we need to kind of squeeze this thing in there. Oh, it does go through. Okay. Okay. Playing some Deadlock, waiting on the new hero. What's the deal with this keyboard you're currently working on? So this keyboard in particular, it's called a Melgeek. Whoa, we're still zoomed in. It's the Melgeek M84 or Mojo84. Um, I like this one in particular just because as a pre-build, it's great, but I'm taking it apart, so I'm gonna put brand new switches. Usually it comes with these, which they're fine. These sound pretty good. We'll lube that at factory, but we're gonna try to make this sound S tier instead of just like A. But the thing about these pre-builds, they're not designed for you to mess around with, but that's not gonna hold us back necessarily. And then we're gonna put some kanji sushi keycaps. Is there? Dang. I wonder if that has to do with this. I actually have zero clue how to get rid of them. Oh, did it? So that's something on the camera then. I have to figure out how to make that disappear. Yeah, because I noticed that, like, for example, if I move my webcam, oop, that's not what I wanted to do. I can kind of see like the USB sign and the Bluetooth sign, so like I know that I'm kind of seeing part of the display. So that's probably it. But yeah, I got these keycaps not that long ago, and what I like about them is that they actually match the color way of this one, but it's gonna have like hints of blue. Yeah, I'm super. And hold on, let me see if I can show you the. Oh, these blues are really pretty too. On camera, they appear a little bit brighter than they do in person. They're a little bit darker. But yeah, I have a bunch of like sushi like novelties to be able to add to the thing. So I'm super excited for this one. And yeah, this board in particular kind of gave me like slightly like cyberpunky vibes. So, and the keycaps gave me sushi, like, well, I mean, obviously kanji sushi vibes. And I was just thinking, you know, like in like cyberpunk movies where like the first level is just full of like a bunch of sushi shops. So I'm like, these kind of go together in a way. Um, oh, I don't know if you saw this earlier. I was looking at like these little tiny hidden details in this thing, and I noticed this. Need keyboard, not friends. Like I never noticed that before. It's like inside the actual board itself. Need both. I mean, fair. Oh, I'm gonna move the keycaps out of the way so I don't spill them. And then later we need to find a switch that sounds good with this particular like ABS plastic and with those really thick PVT keycaps. Mm, I don't know. Lately, I mean, when I first started building boards, my whole thing was making them sound thocky. So it would be kind of loud, but in a very low and resonant way. And then later on, I developed a taste for like clacky keyboards, which are a lot more brighter and like louder. Um, yeah, I don't think I've ever really gone out of my way to make a silent keyboard. I feel like part of the fun is just the the sound itself. And since I work mostly from home, I don't have to like worry about like bugging someone with the keyboard sounds. Now, if I worked in an office, I would definitely make a silent keyboard though. Okay. I need more. Let me see if I have more. Yeah, 100%. Oh, I do have more. Perfect. Trap. I might have to use a piece of metal to pry this open though. Yeah. Because I think I've bought like at least two iFixit kits over time, and I don't throw anything away, so here we are. All right, this might come in handy. Oh, this thing is bent from the like the last time I used it. Whoops. Okay. Let's pray I don't break this thing. Okay, I see what's going on. I see what you're putting down. Oh, by the way, I was meaning to ask you, what is... You mentioned a game that you were about to play, but I didn't recognize the name. Deadlock. Mind you, I don't get out much. I kind of play the same kind of games over and over. Yeah. Is that this is a fairly like expensive keyboard case, so I'm trying to be like as delicate as possible. I mean, if I was like with the cameras off or whatever, I'd probably be a lot rougher than I am. But I'm like, I have to put a good example. Oop, ignore that random cracking sound or whatever that was. I mean, that's fair. This is as expensive as like maybe a Chromebook, but not much more than that. Shoot. Shit. Oh, it's just flexing. It's not cracking. I was a little bit nervous there. Oh, I feel it coming up. Do I have a loose shim? Yeah. Actually figuring out a system where as a few become way too loose and are not holding anything, I'll switch them over to a part that has more friction. Yeah, got it. And I did not snap anything. That's a miracle. I mean, I've definitely, I mean, not often, but it's happened sometimes when I've broken something and I'm like, oh shit. Usually it's mine though. When it's other people's stuff, I'm like way more careful. Mer, I broke it. No, I'm just taking it apart. Oh, that's cute. It has like these little gaskets. So I guess these go here. And one must have fallen down here. Did I say Mer? No. Maybe. Did I? I don't think so. This will be the first time this thing has ever been opened, actually. Okay, so this is the silicone on the inside. It gives it a little bit of weight, and so it doesn't sound so hollow. This battery, I gotta replace eventually. It's not holding a charge anymore, unfortunately. But since we have it open, the one thing I can do is actually do a tape mod. So what you do is you tape the back of the keyboard, and then when you're typing on, when you're typing on it, the sound kind of reflects back at you, and it's a little bit louder. Because this is actually a fairly very quiet keyboard. But I think it's because of all the silicone and all the foam that's on the inside. And that's true. I could track everything that I'm doing and look back at any mistakes I might have made. Yes, this one is hot swappable. It's just not easy to open though. That was the only, because you know most other keyboards they'll have just like screws at the bottom, and then you just take off the top cover from the bottom. This one you saw how many shims I had to use to open this thing. All right. So I'm gonna disconnect the battery for now. Good thing I had a little bit of nail left to do that. Battery seems fine. It's not like swollen or anything. Set you aside. Hmm. That's interesting. Also has another. Hey Ninja, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. You caught me mid disassembly because built like what do you call it, a pre-built keyboard, but I decided to have some fun with it and see what makes it tick. These are the original switches that came with it. I'm also discovering all these little hidden Easter eggs. I just noticed this one here, which I would have never seen before. And the other one that I was showing a Rogue a second ago, what was this one here? Need keyboard, not friends. This is for the very introverted keyboard people. Uh, yeah, the keycaps that I'm gonna be working with is gonna be this one over here. They're very pretty. And has like orange accents, which are gonna match perfectly with like the orange accents of this board here. Oh, I'm seeing small things going flying. Hold on. Yeah, it's like really well made. I'm gonna set you aside. Make some room. I'm kind of seeing like random plastic flakes. That means probably when I was prying this thing open, I might have broken a couple clips, but whoops. Now, how do I take you out without breaking anything? Is there a screw? Oh, there you go. Voila. Now we could put you aside. Put a surface that's not cloth for this guy. Cool. So it does have a piece of foam sandwiched right in the middle. I have no idea what kind of plate this is. I mean, it's plastic, but it feels too stiff to be palm and also too stiff to be polycarbonate. I mean, it has to be polycarbonate. Well, I guess I'm not going to disassemble this part. I'll leave it be. But I am going to try a tape mod. Challenge: insert keycaps without checking the order of keys from any possible references. Uh, I'll be cheating because I just have like this keyboard right here in front of me. Oh, this is the one I built during the last stream. This is like the retro style VHS one. And if you look closely, you can kind of see like all the OG like VHS buttons on this thing. And the blockbuster, what do you call it? Homages. Turn it upside down. I mean, I could. I could. Actually, you know what? That would be an interesting challenge to see like how many of the letters I remember without like having to like look at the keyboard. Oh, let me get some tape for this. Usually, in the past, I've used I kind of forgot what the name of this tape is. It's not duct tape. It's like a very clothy one. And most people in the profession use, uh, painter's tape, which is a lot easier to take off. But then sometimes you have to like double layer it, so I end up using the thicker one. So we'll go with the thick one. Yeah, it is. Dude, I don't even think I know how to type correctly. Like like how you're supposed to like learn like the basic way to like lay out your hands and whatnot. I feel like I still kind of type like like the single digits, but I do it quickly enough that it doesn't look like I'm doing the single digit way of typing. I'm a fraud. Where's my scissors? Ah. So I've noticed that this keyboard's very quiet stock. So I'm gonna do this to kind of give it a little bit of pop of sound. Basically, just by putting this at the back end of the PC, I mean the PCB, all the sound just reflects back at you. I need to remember. Hold on, crap, because I need to make a cutout for the battery. Where? Oh, there you are. Okay. The switches are pre-looped, thankfully. Yeah, the whole like I remember at the beginning of the hobby, you used to have to do it yourself, but I do not have the patience nor the consistency to be able to do each one like perfectly the same. So I'm very glad that like now, like out of the factory, they're getting a lot better at doing it. I do not have electrical tape, but I've been using this for a while, and so far, no short circuits, thankfully. I need a knife. So we're gonna make a cutout for the battery to plug in. There we go. Now I should be able to connect here. I remember the name. Gaffer's tape. It literally it just says it there. Duh. I was blanking on the name for so long. And what I like about using this compared to the painter's tape is that you don't have to double or triple layer. Because this thing is thick. With 3 C's. Oh, that's fair. Ooh. Also like that this one's just slightly flexible, so you can kind of press it in to cover like any negative space inside underneath the tape. just by pressing it down. I also noticed that like sometimes like let's say when I'm like modding the board in the future, I can actually just peel this off as one piece and just reuse it again. All right, just one more piece. I haven't decided which switches to use, but I have 3 containers like this one to choose from. So I'm going to be doing a test of putting like maybe 4 switches of each until I find the one that sounds just right. I don't know if you guys ever watch Hippio. I've seen that guy do some crazy mods like putting kinetic sand and some other stuff. There was one in particular that I copied from him that it's that soundproofing material that you put on the inside of the car, but it was one of the worst mistakes I ever made because the inside of that material it's very like it's like melted black rubber or something, and it gets all over your hands and then it gets all over the inside of the keyboard and it gets super messy, especially when it gets hot. So yeah, never again. What was the name? I don't know. Oh, true. Yeah, the Easter egg is over here. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's here on this side. True. He walked so the rest of us could run. Or is the saying the other way around? He ran so we can walk. I don't know. But he definitely gave me a lot of ideas and inspiration about like how to mod stuff myself. Though I do kind of want to try the kinetic sand one. That one kind of seems interesting. Okay. So that's good. Perfectly even. Not covering anything important. The battery thing is visible. So was the battery facing the other way? I'll do that after. Okay. There was this thing that Hippie used all the time, but never actually recommended doing so. But oh yeah, I I remember on my very first stream, someone typed in build, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I don't think I made that custom command yet. But I've learned since then. I'm gonna clean this plate. You probably can't tell from the lighting, but it's like dirty. And I just got alcohol wipes recently, so that's perfect timing. It smells good. Lemon? Okay. I did at least manage to include the keycaps in the main case. Oh, you know what? I do know the stabs I'm gonna use. These are my favorite plate mounted ones. Uh, it's from Designer Studio. I got these from a supplier called Mickland. They're in Canada, and they're extremely cheap. I mean those stabs, but they're really good quality for what you pay for. Press and seal. Yeah, I remember that one. I think I tried it once, but I wasn't a fan of how it came out. At least for that specific board that I made. That's the thing that with every single like different board that you make, it like it's there's no like one thing that fits all. Like everything's always different. Ugh. There we go. There's always at least one of those messages that come in through the stream. Yeah, exactly. Wait, is someone? Oh, thanks, man. How's it going, basic? I was like, why am I seeing a raid message? I had to like literally scroll up to see what was going on. Welcome in, raiders. You caught me mid disassembly. Now I'm just cleaning this board because it's never, what do you call it? Never been disassembled before, so there was like hair and random stuff inside because I technically bought this guy used. And when you buy a used keyboard, you have to apply a lot of alcohol because God knows what people do with their keyboards. But what were you doing, basic? Were you actually hold on. Let me actually scroll to the top. But yeah, man, what were you up to? Hey, actually, I think this is the very first time that I've been rated. I'm good. The beginning of stream started off a little rough. Literally, just as I started hearing thunder outside, and all of my electricity went out. But luckily, I had two battery backups, one for the computer and one for the router. So I had like about 15 minutes for the electricity to come back in. So we're good. I didn't get disconnected. We're gonna get some switches. Just test out on this bad boy. Apparently, press and seal isn't recommended since it can potentially cause. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Static electricity to damage components. But if you get it to work, it does wonder sound. Yeah, I did notice that it sounds very poppy, which is great. But I was worried about the static part, and I think he did mention it. Yeah, dude. Like lately, I mean, I don't know if you're US based, but everyone's been getting hammered with thunderstorms, no matter like what part of the US you're in, whether you're in the West, Midwest, East. In my case, East. But yeah, right now we're working on a kind of a cyberpunky-ish thing. So this is called the Mojo 84. Oh, wait. I'm missing the rest of the board. Kind of has like this very like plastic theme going across it. And then we're gonna match it with these similarly covered kanji keycaps that are sushi themed. Whoop, too much light. Maybe I can just do this. Yeah, that's better. And these are gonna have some really pretty accent pieces to go with them. So I'm excited to get this all together ready. Oh, Pacific Northwest. That's actually one area that I've never visited but really wanted to. Like I actually had this road trip planned where I wanted to start off like in San Francisco and then go up through like the Redwood National Park, go to Oregon, and then make my way all the way down to up to Vancouver. It was a plan. I need to do that eventually. That's the thing with plans, that if you don't do them soon, time passes and you never end up doing it. I mean, there's an extended version of that road trip that I want to do that it's even further. It's going from Vancouver all the way down to, what was it? Death Valley? Well, you'd be driving south enough that you start driving east into Death Valley and then going to Vegas and then going to the Grand Canyon was going to be the last stop. So basically, all of the West Coast and a little bit of the interior. We're going to start testing out some switches. So I'm going to grab 4 of each. I don't remember the names of every single one, but I believe these are strawberry V2s. These are Roselles, if I'm not mistaken. I think these are rosewood or redwoods. Let's see. Oh yeah, don't worry. Enjoy your lurk. And thank you for popping by. You technically are the first person to ever raid in, so I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. For these are Wuke. I'm probably mispronouncing it. They're called WS yellows. For Mirandis. Yeah. WS Palms. These are really great. And I have plenty of them, so hopefully those work out. I think that's about it for the link. Actually, hold on. And we're gonna throw in some HMX raws into the mix as well. I don't have enough of these, so if we end up going with these, I'm gonna have to disassemble something else and putting it on here. But that's something I'm willing to do if it sounds perfect. All right, we're gonna start here. I'm really wondering what this plate material must be. The last ones, that's actually not a bad idea. I've been using these for those specifically, actually. There's another one that every once in a while I'll use for the enter and space bars. It's these are called the WS Pearl. And something about the way that they're lubed and also that they're box switches, so they're very stable. They've been great for like any keycaps that require a little bit more stability. So I'm gonna throw these here into the mix as well. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, I could always disassemble one other keyboard and bring in those pieces though. The Noctua colored ones. Hold on. Do you mean these? Because those are like the most brownish ones I can kind of. Oh, you know what it is? Also, my camera's not picking up colors correctly. I need to figure out how to get the LUT to look correct. So, for example, here this looks more orange, but in reality, it's like bright red. Oh, the ones already placed. Well, there's the Roselles here and the strawberry wines. So I'm assuming you're talking about the Roselle. Oh yeah, this is bright red and this is like wine red. But like I said, the camera's not picking up the correct colors, unfortunately. Oh yeah, the strawberry wines. Let me see if I can show you real close. Whoa, too much sun. So these are the palms, strawberries, roselles, the rosewoods from Akko. And using the zoom lens is so much better because I was gonna put a fixed lens here, but then I'm like, oh, every once in a while when I want to work on details, it'll be nice if I can just like zoom in. Like the last two streams, I was actually like lubing switches, lubing stabs, and it's incredible the amount of detail you can get on that. I'm not gonna be doing that today because I already have these pre-lubed. I kind of used a thicker paste or a grease that kind of stays on there for a lot longer. So we should be good for now. Hey, you know, it's funny they mentioned the Noctua thing. I actually have Noctua keycaps that came in not that long ago. But I need to find a board that kind of like that matches it. Where maybe like a wooden keyboard? Or like a brown anodized aluminum one would be nice. Or a khaki keyboard. Actually, that's a really good point. I should make the Noctua keyboard the quietest one. And for that one, I'm gonna most likely have to use the rosewood switches. These are like the most quietest ones I have. I mean, there's quieter ones, but still, these are pretty good. And now we get to test the keycaps. See if I can make room. Perfect. It's a little brighter than I was expecting. Hold on, you're gonna see my camera settings for a moment. Go away. I haven't been able to get rid of that cross, but that's a later problem. Should I make it darker? It still seems a little bit too bright. Is that right now it's sunset, so the light's coming directly in. Where the I mean, yeah, that's fair. Also, these keycaps are thick. Like I measured them, these are like 1.7 millimeters. So it should lend into a very like thocky sound. These are Dyesub PVTs. Originally, I was gonna order them from KBD Vans because they had them for cheap. It was like 40 bucks, but the shipping was gonna be like another 40, 50 bucks, and I'm like, crap. So I found a seller that was selling them for like 60, and I'm like, all right, that's a little bit better. And it was a like a local, not local, but like a regional seller. So if anyone needs the link, let me know, and I can fetch it real quick. Thought. Dude, remember, like, it's funny, like, with keyboards, you can always kind of see, like, there's, like, trends that happen over time. And first, everyone was very into, like, thocky keyboards, and now it's clacky. I kind of jump between the two, honestly. Creamy thought. Agreed. That is an elite combination. Alright, I already cheated. I had to, like, start looking at the keyboard to make sure I was putting the right key. I mean, not that it matters. I need to, like, disassemble this afterwards anyway. Once I choose the right switch. Okay. So you guys are gonna help me with this sound test, which one we're gonna go for. So I'm gonna switch to my other mic. But I prefer old school low profile keyboards personally. You know, speaking of low profile, there's this one brand in particular that straight up made the best low profile keyboard I ever tried. Like, just at a factory, I didn't have anything to do to it. It was the low free, what was it? Low free flow. That. Probably the best low profile you can find. Try it, and if you do get it, get the original one, the first gen, because that one was made with an aluminum case instead of plastic. It sounds way better than the second one that came out afterwards. All right, I'm gonna switch mic so you guys can kind of hear this a little bit better. Uh, cool. All right, so this is number one. Oh wait, hold on. I just realized I have monitoring on this specific mic. There we go. Yo, just first impressions, the very first one is the one that got me. Yeah, I know. Is that this mic? I have it set up so it doesn't do any noise suppression. That way you can hear like every single bit of the sound. That's two. That's three. That's four. That's 5. That's 6. And that's 7. Oh, hold on. I think I missed a few. Second row is terrible, Minoleki. Okay. I mean, I'm leaning quite a bit towards first row. Second and 3 are really good, I think. I vote 1, 5, and 7. 2 and 3 again? Okay, hold on. So this is 2 and 3. And this is 3. Alright, we got votes all over the place. Let me know if you guys want me to like redo it for any reason. Oh, I'm gonna just redo it for myself. Wait, let me take off my headphones. That's 1. That's 2. Three. That's the quietest one. That's number 4. Number 5. Number 6. And last one, 7. So 7 is going to be the clackiest. 6 is the quietest. First one, it's kind of like creamy, if that's the best adjective I can think of. 2 is pretty thocky. Number 3 is pretty thocky as well. Wait. I lied. So 4 is the quietest. And that one kind of almost sounds like a tactile. Interestingly enough. I'm pretty sure that's the yellow. So Mer votes 7. Okay, let's see. 6 is greater than 3. Oh, you actually like ranked it like all of them. That's impressive. Let me see if there's any overlap here. 2. Okay. Oh, you did? Yeah, I actually, well, I had to take off my headset so I can hear clearly. Which one was number 6? What? So I think that's Mirandi. Oh. Yep, that's Mirandi. Which is always a solid choice. And your second place was number 3. That's the Roselle. So, and number 2 is your third place. And that's a strawberry one. Yeah, I was gonna say number 2 seems like where you guys meet in the middle. And then Myrrh says number 2 for Roselle. 4 for the Rosewood. And 7, which is the clackiest one. Well, in that particular case, I think we'll go with number 2. Because I was leaning towards that kind of sound profile. Actually, the one I'm leaning towards the most technically was number 1, but it's because I also like the typing feel. But number 2 is like a super close second. So we'll go with that. And I have plenty of these, I think. Let's find out. Rosette, strawberries. Yeah, we have plenty of strawberries, so we'll go with that. I'm not gonna overthink it. Alright, cool. Oh, I just noticed that I was not keeping up with chat. 2 is definitely Thaki. Alright. Oh, sorry. Let me switch back to over here. Go. Let me pull this back. So yeah, that's actually something that I learned from another Twitch channel that they do keyboard stuff. That he purposely doesn't add any noise suppression to the mics when he's doing like the typing test, because it picks up all the sound. And I noticed that with the Rode mic, when I had that on, it just wouldn't pick up everything. So then I'm just like, let me just do a 2 mic system. The Rode mic will have the noise suppression, and then the lav mic will have none. And it worked out pretty well. And also I can just like hang it directly over the keyboard, which is great. Thanks guys for the feedback, because if not, that would have taken me way longer trying to figure out which one I was gonna get. Music's still playing, right? Yeah, perfect. Ooh, sun's starting to peek through the window there. Man, the tolerance between these keycaps and the switches is tight, which is good. But makes it hard for them to take them out. By the way, if you guys ever have any feedback about like sound or things I should do or things I shouldn't do, let me know, because I'm very new at this, so I'm always open to any criticism. I guess that would be the word for it, because yeah, I did put a condenser filter to this one. And if by dynamic you mean like just what do you call it? Like a wild mic that I didn't do anything to, then yeah. I also did a typing test where I didn't put any filters on this one or this one, and I hung them over the keyboard. And oddly enough, the lavalier did a slightly better job. I thought that the Rode mic would do a better job. Yeah, all right, that's fair. Actually, hold on. Let me write that down, because I know myself and I will forget, because ADHD. Have a. Hold on, I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. Excuse me, what? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That was my ultimate goal with the stream. That it was just gonna be me working on stuff that I was gonna work on anyway. But set a chill environment for myself, and then I'm like, hey, if people want to join in and watch while I work, and if they have questions, because I love teaching stuff. So if people had questions or wanted to pick up tips, I'm happy to oblige. Oof. Yeah, I'm right in front of this is like basically my what do you call it? My desktop gaming keyboard. Like it's everything all at once. Like I have a 32-inch monitor here in front. I have a I don't know if you can pick it up on the webcam, but I have like a little portable touchscreen monitor here, so I can like easily like adjust stuff because I like having things like at arm's reach. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, there's a one person that I follow a bit, Alextos. I think that's their username, and I think they have like a separate setup altogether. I mean, I could do a separate setup, like be oh, I guess you can't see it. It's behind me over there. But I have like a workstation that I have. And it's like a rolling it's like a rolling table in a way. And but right now I have my 3D printer on it. So I can't really use that space. Dude, so I've uh I've jumped around with different like monitor sizes. So first I used to have two 27s, and then I jumped to a 42-inch OLED, which was just one giant screen, and it was great. Like especially like for playing video games, basically it's amazing. And then if you're watching movies, you have to just get like a little bit further back and whatnot. But the one thing that sucked was the lack of flexibility. So now I went with this one, which I sold that one, and I got this, which is a 32-inch Asus OLED, and it's the perfect size. Like it's big enough for like anything that you want to do on it, but I can put it on a monitor arm and then adjust it as I need to. I did end up needing a second monitor though, but I got this little, what size is this? 14 inches? Yeah, it's a really small like touchscreen one. Where was I? Oh, here. It's starting to get warm in here now that the sun's coming in through the front. But yeah, OLED monitors have been one of the best investments I've made so far. Like it's amazing for watching games and movies, and also for editing. Since I edit my photography, they're extremely color accurate. The one thing I would actually suggest for anyone that's ever like trying to like upgrade them, monitors do not hold their value really well. So if you can actually get one used, you can actually get it for like a fraction of the price of what it normally costs. Especially if you're able to like nab like last year's model or something. I mean, of course, you have to like make sure it's still in good condition and that there's no like dead pixels or something. All right. I'm gonna organize those later. As you move your arms around it. Oh, interesting. Hold on, I'm gonna write that down too. Though there is kind of like one reason why I would need to keep autofocus on. Like for example, like when I find myself like looping the stabs. Let me see if I can kind of give an example. Since I start moving it like up and down quite a bit, it's hard to like keep it in the plane of focus. So that's the only time that like the autofocus comes in clutch. But I did notice that what you said is right, that sometimes it just doesn't know what specifically to focus on. So I'm gonna play with there's like a tracking thing I could put on it. So I can probably tell it to just focus on the keyboard and then it keeps a lock on this object in particular. But I'm gonna write that down real quick. Fix focus. Um, which ones did I not? I did test the number 7 was the one that I didn't have enough of. That was the very clacky one, the HMX Raw. But the one we're going for is strawberry wine. Mm-mm. Oh, let me see if I can get a little container. There are presets that you can switch between zoom and wide angles. Oh, noted. Yeah, in my case, I do like twist it because I've seen some people do the like doing the digital zoom, but it looks just very pixelated and digitally. And like with this, like you can make out whoop, like look at the crazy amount of detail you can pick up. Right now it's blown out because the sun's hitting it, but it's pretty good. Uh, my keyboard station feels like a mess. I know. Huh, I'm gonna adjust the brightness down a bit. Oh, go away. Cool. But I know this might sound silly. Like I'm not gonna put like a crazy amount of effort into like the stream thing. Like I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to like actually monetize it or whatever. But I do want to get affiliate just so I can like create like my own emotes and like just make like a bunch of like keyboard themed ones. I feel like that would be fun. All right, I think that's enough. Ooh. Actually, there's someone I follow that I love the designs that I like the style of their emotes. I'm gonna ask them who the artist was. Maybe I can hire them to do a commission for me. I mean, that's if I can get to that. So yeah, if anyone hasn't followed yet, do it. That's actually great. Oh, you can? I don't think I've ever asked you like what you do specifically. I just knew you as the cool guy who hangs out and notice streams. That cool guy. I was also thinking because I have a an Instagram for my photography. I was like, maybe I should do one for my keyboard stuff because every time I take like nice product shots of my keyboard stuff, I'm like, it doesn't really mix well with the nature stuff and the portraits and stuff. So I'm like, I could just create a different one. It's just kind of a slight hassle to maintain more than one social media. Yeah, dude, you're cool as shit. And I do feel that jack of all trades thing. I feel like I very much like to dabble in so many like little things. And you know what's nice about being that personality type that you're kind of like a jack of all trades is like whenever you're talking to someone, even if like they have like a completely different specialty or set of interests or whatever, because you know a little bit of everything, you kind of like still maintain like a conversation just because you have a some context into like whatever they're talking about. At least in my personal experience. Ooh, this one's a little bit bent. I always check them right before I put them in, even though it takes twice as long, but I don't like having to go back in. But at the same time, I'm also like low key like jealous of those people who kind of like they put 200% of their effort into like just one specific thing. Like let's say someone who puts all their marbles in like let's say piano playing and like then they become like a master at it. And I always feel like that's something beautiful when someone could just like dedicate themselves to just perfecting that one thing. But my ADHD brain just like it jumps around from like one thing to the other, so I can't ever really master anything one thing in particular just because my mind won't let me. That's a wait, that's a huge bet. What do you mean? I'm also thinking about lunch, so my brain's starting to get loopy. Or actually, at this point, it's gonna be like dinner. Mm, 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 mm. All right, we're almost done. Let me put this more in the middle. See now that the oh, it's not that the sun is going low. It's just behind a bunch of storm clouds. Imagine, let's go with the piano thing. Playing piano extremely well, but never. Yeah, oof, that's true. like not getting properly acknowledged, like all the effort that you put into it. I don't know. I'm like, but I'm like too hopefully optimistic. I feel like if you get so good at something, I'm like people have to recognize it at some point or another. Like it becomes undeniable. And if you have like good friends, they become like your biggest advocates that spread the word and be like, "Hey, have you seen this guy? He plays the piano like it's none of his business." I might need a few more switches. Let's see if we can make it with what we have here. Oh, by the way, random tip that I learned when I was building one of the Zoom keyboards. They recommended holding like the back end of it while you press in the switch because they're like, oh, sometimes these pop off. And I was like, oh, that's very unlikely until one day it finally did. So I should be doing that more often, like actually holding it. But I wasn't paying attention to my own advice. And the other nice thing about that is it also makes it sit more securely. Like you actually hear it snap into place, especially on these corner pieces. I think it's all about advertising, no matter what you. Yep, ain't that the truth, man? Supported both ways, yeah. I mean, I do have a soldering kit, and I did have it pop out, and I really suck at wait, soldering or soldering. I never knew how to pronounce that word correctly, but I can do it. Just it's not pretty when I do it. It's just functional. You've seen so many bent motherboards. Oh no, like desktop motherboards. Wow, I needed exactly 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I know that when you're installing the CPU cooler, sometimes they give you like a torque spec so you don't over tighten it or something. But I don't have a tool to like measure like the torque, so I'm just like I just stop when I meet just just enough like where there's too much resistance. I just stop there, and I try to evenly do it. So like I'll do like two twists on the top left, then top right, then until I make sure that I get like an even number of turns on each screw. I'm very like OCD about like trying to get everything right and not breaking stuff. Uh, Rogue, what do you think? Should I make the spacebar and the enter and the backspace the same one, or use that other one that you recommended? Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, I was supposed to do that. I did not. I completely flaked on that. Same one? Yeah. Oop. I have like my Mexican blanket here. Oh, for the CPU cooler, yeah. I mean, that is actually also a tip for installing these. Sometimes when you have like a plate that's too flexible and it's hard to like get them consistently to snap, I've learned that the best way to go about it is just going diagonal lines and doing the center and then working on the edges for last. Am I? Oh, here we go. Voila. I mean, sure. Mm. Oh, I'm such a dummy. Hold on. I forgot to put the stabs in. Whoops. So yeah, we're using the designer studio ones, which I already pre-looped. I I know some people are very like purist and they're like, oh no, you have to use a screw and stabs. But honestly, I love the convenience of plate mounted ones because I change my layouts and my switches and my keycaps and everything so often. So being able to take out the switches that much easier is so much better. And also, if you have to like reloop the stabs, it's so much easier to just do that instead of having to take apart the whole thing. That's just me. I know, because I already knew I was gonna get tongue tied and say the word incorrectly, and I am like a little bit loopy because I probably need water and food. I'm putting it backwards, I think. Yeah, there we go. Actually, water. I do have water. Oh, thank God. I feel like I use a little bit more. No, honestly, I changed mid sentence because I thought I was gonna say stabilizers wrong. I'm like, you're already tripping on your words, man. Okay, got the stabs in. So now we get the switches. Dude, but have you noticed that like in this hobby, like if you follow other people who are like really serious into it, they'll start saying some jargon. Cause I feel like I know a good chunk, but every once in a while I'll start hearing words and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Like I feel like you're just making up words now at this point. I got hiccups. Bottom. I'm gonna connect the battery before I forget. I'm not sure if it's this way. Nope, it's the other way. Interesting. Bloody hell. Or am I doing it backwards? Wow, I'm such an idiot. I was doing it backwards. It goes in this way. That would actually explain a lot. Yep. All right, no one saw that. No one saw that at all. Cool. So there goes the battery. Perfect. Yeah, I was sometimes when you do the tape mod, the thing doesn't rest perfectly. It doesn't seat into it correctly. But so far, I think we're actually good. So let's hope that luck holds. My headphone cable got stuck on something. All right. I'm just trying to think. There's nothing that I'm like forgetting before I snap this thing into place. Stabs, wire. Yeah, that's all I need to do. I do remember these go here. Like there's these little like rubber stoppers that go here on the edges that fell out almost immediately when I took this thing apart. But luckily I remembered they were here. I think it's just so when you put the top case in, it's not plastic on plastic. At least I think that's where they go. I might have to like look back at the mod. That's true. Okay. Wish me luck that this fits. Oh shit, I almost broke something. Eep. No, hold on. I almost messed up this part here. The come on. All right. So we need to put that in first. There we go. Okay, interesting. So the when you want to like rebuild it, you have to kind of like top mount the PCB to the top of the case first, and then you can install it on the bottom. I'm gonna keep that mental note. Oh, at least we know the RGB works. All right, now we put it back in. Isn't there another layer they need to put down, right? Is there? No, because there was foam here in the middle already that I never took out. The silicone that goes in the bottom. Was there something between these two? I mean, I don't see anything around here, so I'm hoping that there was nothing left. Yeah, no, it's always good to double check for good measure. You're right. Oh no, I lost one of these little rubber things. Oh, here you are. Thank God. Okay. I'm gonna assume that, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna put a piece of double-sided tape on this thing. Hopefully keep the battery from like moving around too much. Oop. You know what? No, I take that back. I made the mistake once of putting like really strong tape on a battery, and then like when you pull it, it damaged the battery somehow, and then it started inflating. So I'm just gonna leave that be. Okay. Okay, the battery's resting where it's supposed to be. Everything's lined up. Hold on. Now I can actually turn up the camera. Dyesub. That's where I normally have it. Oh, go away. Sorry. It's deceivingly strong though. And oh, perfect. It just snaps into place. Okay. By the way, I absolutely love that like everything's visible. Though there's this big piece of silicone so you can't see the rest of it. No, this one doesn't have a single screw. It's just clasps here on the edges. And I think the only screws would be like if you want to separate the plate from the PCB. But that's about it. And there's no screw in stabs. These are, it only uses the plate mounted because I just noticed it doesn't have the holes for the screw and stabs. So yeah, surprisingly no screws. And now we get to the good part. Oh, I want to get this out of the way. No, shit, that's right. All right, well, my keyboard's over there, so I technically can't look at it. But is it cheating that these are kind of like already in order? This is how it came out of the factory. Actually, yeah, these are all in perfect order. So, ha. No. Oh, man. I could do that. You know, okay, I'm just gonna do that with the alphas, but I'm not gonna throw out the other ones. Mierda. Yo, the tolerances on these things, it's actually really hard to separate them. And like when you pull off the keycap, it pulls off the whole switch with it too. All right. I'm gonna put these switches back. All right, as promised. Okay. I know for a fact that I'm gonna separate that it starts with QWERTY. So I'll work with those first. Those are the function keys. T. Not using this. Function. I don't know where the D goes yet. Function goes over there. Numbers. More function. Number function. Q. I was looking for that one. Not using this either. I'm gonna have to call him back. Are you gonna get any use of the ramen search? Yeah. Um, I'm just gonna do the challenge with the alpha keys first, and then when I'm done with those, then I'll start plugging in the like the themed ones for like the edges. I'm just trying to like group them ish. And these go together. Okay. I think that's enough to start. Ooh. Where's R? It's a number. QWERTY. This is where it gets complicated for me. I think it's UIOP. That's P. That's O. And then on this side, it's ASD. I'm not looking up because he just might be like, you're already fucking up. I think that goes GHJK. Oh, no, wait. Something doesn't seem right. I'm just gonna jump around. Hold on. ZXC. I know that's. Wait. Z. No. Wait, does it start with Z or X? I might be flipping these. I have no clue where the beat goes. I feel like it's down here. Oh, wait. I'm kind of curious if I'm going to get this correct. But then where would the V go? Wait, did I do V already? All right, I'm just going to do the ones I do know for sure. So I'm going to do the numbers. 34. 5. This one goes here. Actually, no. I'm going to leave out the escape because we're going to put something fun for that. F1. Wait, yeah. Yeah, I did flip that, didn't I? So it's just these two flipped. Uh, Right, these are pretty. Okay. Dang it. Keeps pulling the switches. Wait, but did I get the rest of the alphas correct? Because if I did, I'll be really impressed. Sweet. I feel like these two go here. It's 9. Is it? Hold on. Since I already kind of took care of the hard part. I don't know if, yeah, for me, the question mark's down here. Also, because, oh, yeah. Is that also I can tell by the shape of the keycaps? I can tell that it's supposed to be like in this row here. F2. 3. Oh. 5. Yeah, I'm actually pretty glad that I was able to get most of that. Though I actually didn't think that I knew like most of it. It's minus 10 plus. Okay, cool. So I switched like these two here. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have to put you on mute for a sec. Yes, I know where to put the space bar. Also, I seem to have lost my phone. Hold on 1 second. All right. It's I mean, it'll be nice. You could have like the space bar just like here on the complete side. So it's just like, actually, that would be an interesting layout. Could you imagine like if the space bar was just like here and you're just like, where's my space bar? Oh, it's probably like underneath here. I'm gonna finish these real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Why am I missing a switch? Oh. That's right. I was supposed to swap these two. Negative. That makes more sense. Hey, it's Noda. Wow, you decided to show up just when someone decided to call, so yeah. Uh, Also, can you guys tell the accent lighting? I was trying to do like a cyberpunk thing, so I put like blue and pink, but I hadn't seen it until now because it was so bright that from the sunlight that you couldn't see it before. But yeah, so far this is coming together. All right. It's been going pretty good. I only had one major, well, two major hiccups at the very beginning of the stream. One where I started hearing some really loud static. Luckily, we got that fixed. And then all my electricity went out. But luckily, my computer and my router is connected to a big battery backup. So I had like 15 minutes so for the electricity to like kick back in. So my stream didn't get disconnected, which is great. Yeah, that too. I got most of I only got two of them wrong. I switched the M and the N and the plus and the minus. Like I just did this inverted, but I actually guessed where the rest were. So I'm like oddly proud of myself. Um actually, let's see what other, because there's 3 rows of keycaps here. Oh shit. These are pretty. Now I get to go through the choice paralysis of figuring out which one I'm gonna use. All right, let's just get the spacebar out of the way, since it has to be. Oh, that's too big. I think it's a 6.25U. All right, so this might be controversial. I install all my spacebars like the opposite way, so like I like it sloping uh downwards towards me. I feel like it's just so much easier on the thumb. Don't come at me. Oh my god, that sounds amazing. That's stocky as hell too. Hold on. I'm gonna switch to the live mic so you can hear it. No, I think I put yours normal. If I'm not, I mean, wait, is your spacebar like, is it rattling? Because if so, there's something you have to do to. I mean, there's a trick I could show you to fix that. Oh, okay, good. I was genuinely worried that like the spacebar, because sometimes these things just start like going crazy. Uh, enter. Oof. We have so many good choices here. So we have this orange one. And wait, are these shift or? Oh, these are shift. These are not enter. That's backspace. Okay. Let's do that. Uh-oh. Interesting. So the enter feels smooth, but it sounds weird. Oh, it just needs a tiny, like a smidge of loop, but I can fix that. Backspace is good. Let's go to shift. So you're rating Noda, but in real life. Oh, sorry, I missed a few messages. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm almost done. So after this, I'm gonna finally get some much needed food. I'm also gonna watch Alien Earth. I've been dying to watch the last episode. I was supposed to watch it yesterday and I completely forgot. But you have a good one, man. All right, let's finish up. Got the arrow keys here. Holy, 11 hours difference. What part of the world are you in, man? I mean, I could probably look at the time zone thing to figure it out, but save me the Google search. I mean, I could. Wait, I could actually. Hmm. You know what? Let's try something new. That has never occurred to me. That's actually kind of neat. Okay. What goes here? Caps. Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, it actually looks kind of funky. So usually with the caps, I always like these better. Crap, I can't take it out. Like these stepped ones that usually go with ISO layouts, but this specific board doesn't have the space for it, which blows. Guess I end up having to use this. Yeah. Where's my tab? Well, for now, I'm going to put an escape key, which would be this guy here. Also, wait. No, I can't do that because what do you call it? You have to have the, like, this one's a little bit differently shaped than this row. So it'll just kind of feel funky. Uh, wait, your old Atari replica had one of those keys, but which ones? Oh, the caps lock one? Wait, am I missing something? Mm. Oh, gotcha. Well, I need to look at a picture real quick of this particular keyboard. Because I don't remember what order they have these here on the right. Mojo84. There we go. Yeah. This is home, delete, page up and down. Actually, let me see if I can end up using these here. Is tab like a ramen restaurant menu? That's a good question. Well, actually, the menu one I think is caps lock, or unless I used the wrong one. Oh, I might have used the wrong one. So that one's supposed to be. Let me see. That's how I check, like, if I put the right key, if you don't see it like jut out compared to the ones next to it. But you were right. That one was actually tab, not caps. So is this caps? Yes. Awesome. Thank you for the help there. I did not realize. What goes here? Oh, that's right. Maybe no, that won't fit. If it fits, it's true. Philosophy to live by. Yo. Okay, I guess I do have to put this one here, which is fine. What goes up here? Insert, print screen, break. Actually, I'm just gonna put these artisan ones up here because these are the tallest keycaps. Okay, it's coming together. I once turned the Windows key upside down so I could have a window facing the west side. I like it. It's diabolical. You, sir, are a madman. All right, you go here. You go here. And you go here. I'm almost done. I think these are gonna go on the right, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I might be wrong, but man, you know one thing that I'm always jealous about ISO layouts? That they have the most beautiful like enter keys. Like, look at that. Use the egg yolk ones for a page up and down. Ooh. I think I can. If I'm not mistaken. Row 1. Okay. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna be pulling up a. Oh wait, I remember. I don't need to look this up. If I'm not mistaken, these are row 1. Row 2. What the heck? Oh yeah, those don't match. Shit. I'm just being picky at this point. Like, I'm trying to get like the exact rows that fit the layout. Oh, gotcha. The white. Oh, these are yolks. Uh, so unfortunately, they're very different sizes. This one's like the tall one. so you can only put it up here. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, it's a super low one, so most likely I think it's like this row here, if I'm not mistaken. That would have been nice though, if it was like consistent. All right, let's see what rows these are. Dude, I'm going blind. I mean, technically, I only have one good eye. It's a long story for later. All right, that's row 1. Row 2. Row 1 again. Row 3. 1. 2. Okay. That does simplify things for me. True. So if I'm not mistaken, row 1s are down here. Oh, that's great. Look at this one. It's sake. So I think these go here. Yeah, there's a few different sizes here available. This one's ramen. And I just need one more. Oh. Wow, there's a lot of good choices here. Damn. Which one? Sushi, egg, or sushi shop? I was leaning slightly towards the right. Awesome. That's exactly what I was leaning towards. Let me take these out. Oh. Dude, getting old sucks. Your ability to see things close goes away completely. Thanks. So do you, sir. So do you. Jesus. Let go. Okay. And what row is this? Row 1. Okay. So for these, I can put blue ones. Awesome. I'll put these here. And that only leaves 4 left. I think that's a row 3. Sweet. That's a row 2. That's a shrimp. And this is the last artisan row 1. So I guess I have to make it a white one. All right, I'm going to cheat on this very last one. It's not one that goes here, but it's the last of the artisan keys. Yeah, that'll do. It's not even though. I wish they were all blue. Do I have more? Eh. I mean, I might like hone it in a little bit later. But for the sake of finishing off for now, let's get this out of the way and do a little typing test. Oof. Oh man, there's like crazy rolling thunder outside. Oh yeah, I just noticed that this kind of falls in theme as well. All right, let's plug her in. Yes. Oh, camera started to move. Okay. Let me. Hopefully the electricity doesn't go out again, because I'm starting to see lightning bolts falling through the window. All right. Let's switch to testing mode. There we go. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna open up WordPad real quick. This is stocky as hell. Holy shit. I think this is the stockiest thing I've ever made. Let me take off my headset. I need to add a little bit of lube to the stabs, but just like a tiny bit, and I can fix those. But damn, the rest of the keyboard, I think the tape mod really brought out the sound where it's like bouncing right back at you. Use what? I don't know if the chat like censored a word that you said there. Wait, checker? Sorry, apologies, man. What do you mean? Oh, okay. No, I didn't see the link. Can you send it via Whisper? Wait, where are my whispers? Oh, there you are. Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's to check to see if everything works. Got it. Yeah, let me give it a try. Hold on, let me put the window here to the side. Let me move OBS over here. Alright, let's see if it works. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna switch the screen so you can see it. Sorry, give me 1 second. There we go. Is that it's been a while since I've had to do the screen share thing. Nope, that's not what I wanted. How do I get rid of Bongo Cat? Second monitor. Aha! I feel like such a dummy. Okay. You know, normally for this, I actually use VIA. Oh, but this one's not VIA compatible. So never mind. This actually worked out great. That's home. That's delete. Interesting. Page up and down are not working. Pause. Oop. Wait, are they? No, the arrows are good. Yeah, the only ones that are not working are page up and... Oh, never mind. Is that I have already remapped the keys, so... Let me go back here. These here, I made them my volume up and down. Because I'm actually seeing my volume jump around. Normally these are page up and down. Oh, I'm gonna change the color on my lights here. There we go. I mean, you did tell me to invert the arrow keys facing towards each other. Oh, that's right. I made the RGB orange, which is just like, what do you call it, pure coincidence that's working out. Man, that is pretty. Wait, is orange your favorite color as well? Is this a good time to tell you that I have a orange Subaru? Yeah, that is peak. I do not have a server room. That would be nice, but I do not. I do have a Subaru that is orange. Subaru. Subaru. There you go. Later on, I need to take some like nice product shots of this guy. And I am super happy with this thing. Yeah, I figured that you misunderstood the what I said. Let me switch back to the Rode mic. There we go. Yeah, man, I love my car. It's great for like going on adventures and road trips and stuff, which I'm actually super overdue. Like I really want to do that Pacific Northwest one, but that means that because I live on the East Coast of the US, so I'd have to essentially do a cross continental drive, and then I can do that road trip that I want to do. But that would take probably like a months. Um, all right, I need to get some food soon. Rogue, thank you so very much for hanging out and giving your feedback and ideas. A lot of things were super helpful. Some things I wouldn't have thought of. This was actually really fun to work on. Uh, and now you know if you're ever taking apart a Mojo 64 or 84, just use a bunch of guitar pick looking things if you don't want to break the thing. Oh, I'm glad, dude. And yeah, I plan to do just like just a few like random streams like this every once in a while. Like I actually have a queue of a few other keyboards that I'm gonna work on. One is gonna be I have a Keychron V5. No, wait, V2, and it's a very boring like black plastic color. So I'm gonna sand it down, paint it teal, and then I need to figure out a cool keycap set to go along with it. I also hold on. Let me see if I can show you. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Another keyboard that I'm gonna work on later is this one that's made out of black resin and walnut. I've had this thing for so long and I hardly ever use it, but it's straight up a work of art. Yeah, it's actually the ones from Drop. I think it's not the 600, it's its cousin, the HD6XX. I know. And I also have a matching a wrist rest for it. So for this one, I was actually thinking of doing a Lord of the Rings inspired keyboard, and I have a dwarvish keycap set that matches perfectly with this thing. So it's gonna be lit. I love the black resin, and I mean it's hard to like. I mean I love both parts, the walnut. But yeah, this thing's special. This is also something like a random eBay find. Like normally you have to import these from the seller who makes them. They're from Vietnam, and they sell them for like around like 200-ish bucks or whatever. But some random dude was selling it on eBay, and I got it for like $80 US, and I'm like, that's a steal compared to what it normally costs. Yeah, it's genuine wood. Like this thing is like heavy. It could actually, especially to protect it. I'm trying to think what I can use. Oh, the only thing that's kind of like not perfectly made. So when they cut out the hole, a lot of my USB cords won't fit through it. So I had to Dremel the opening a little bit bigger, and now it's not pretty, but it's better. You're right, it would give it more color. Make the walnut pop. I need to look into what I could use. The hard part would be just making sure that like I don't accidentally apply it to the resin. But yeah, so this is one of the next projects I'm going to be working on. Aside from the Keychron, which is like the cheaper board. This is true. It does give a character. Uh, but anywho, thank you for hanging out, and for anyone else that's lurking in the background. And I mean, how long have I been here? I can't see my timer. I think we've been on here for like, oh, it's almost 3 hours. Nice. Um, I'm so looking forward if you fancy streaming that as well. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely gonna stream like every build that I'm doing. And also my commissions. I'm gonna be streaming every single one. Like that's the idea that like I'm just gonna be doing this every once in a while. And since I'm making the build anyway, I'm just like, let me just put a camera and have fun with it. But yeah, let's raid Noda. This will be my first time raiding, so this should be interesting. Okay. Give me 1 second while I figure it out like a noob. Raid. Yes. I did still have my note there to take care of the reticule. And take care, man. Where's Noda? Search. Oh. Oh, he is on. Okay, good. All right. Let's make this guy's day miserable. All right. See you there, Rogue. Bum, 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 bum. 4, 3, 2, 1.